Hi, everybody. Welcome to our Team Rights call. For those of you that aren't on, we miss you. We hope you're doing great. And thank you for those of you that were able to join. We do these first Tuesday of every month, 2:30 p.m. And it's just a great time to get together and connect. And the big things we wanted to talk about today were some takeaways from conference. It was an amazing conference. I don't know how they do it, but every year or every conference, twice a year, they keep getting better and better and better. It's so awesome. And you just come back fired up and excited. You learn so much information. Also, we're going to be talking about some incentives from now till next conference, which is always exciting. So for me, so many takeaways, but I love hearing the NMD speeches. One in particular, when they get up there, you're like, okay, if they could do it, then I can do it. And it's just staying the course, realizing there's no magic sauce, there's nothing special, but it's just continuing to grow yourself. It's continuing to have those conversations. There was this woman that had us all in tears because she was said, literally, if it was not for the Juice Plus company, her family would be homeless. Like, there are certain things that happen with her husband's health and their finances, and just knowing that this business has come into all of our lives in God's perfect timing, and knowing that there are people out there looking, that was just a huge reminder, a huge takeaway. I was in the family room a lot, so because I had Kanan with me, so a little bit of a different perspective, but I met other moms in there, and just to be encouraged by other moms in the same season. One had just hit QNMD, which is my next goal, so she was able to just encourage me, and she was saying she's willing to help out any way she can. So again, those sideline buddies, those sideline camaraderie. I loved. We could talk about this more, but they have if you get an HLP on your downline, they not only get the $100, but they get a conference ticket, which is crazy. And then if you personally sponsor 2 HLPs, you get $100. And then the more that you go, you get entered into a raffle to get a packet, just fun prizes and different things. So they're just really looking at how can we build and help people and start small. And so that for me was just, there was a lot of things, but just kind of thinking through for me personally, what fed my soul at conference was just the not giving up in the seasons of life. I know, Kirsten, you have 2 young boys just like me. It's so hard. Hearing a lady say that she got a babysitter to work her business and really hitting on Teamsy, those are things I need, because I have one boy that's crying outside right now wanting to come in, but I need this time. And I just know, if I could invest in that, then I could, do more in the little bit of time that I have. So those are kind of my takeaways. Okay. And who next? Pam?
Sure. Well, just
Pam, get closer. I can't hear you.
Going to conference and just, this company that we all get to be a part of. It's just amazing, and the leadership and the integrity, and just to be reminded of why we said yes. The excitement was there, and then life happens, and it can kind of wane off, but really just the community and the company and the possibilities, and like Ashley, like you said, what's different from us and them? It's just they stayed in the room and they didn't give up, and they heard more no's, and and all of that stuff is possible, and it's not rocket science. It's just wash and repeat, right? And so, yeah, and then it was amazing. I love it. I love conference.
Yeah. Did you want to say something, Ashley?
Yes, I want to say one more thing. So I think it's once a year we do every conference we do 500 strong. And our NMD, Lenora Bayless, heads that up and does an amazing job. And I have to tell you, gosh, it was right at the beginning, she had us do this exercise to go and thank someone that has been a part of your ripple effect, that has helped you in this company. And there was not a dry eye in that room as we are going around and thanking women for pouring into us and investing in us. And it's just so cool to know that, there's women out there praying and looking, and they can be a part of our ripple effect, and so on and so forth. And so that was also a highlight for me.
That's cool. Yeah, I always love 500 Strong because of what it represents. And this year we expanded a little bit because our goal is inspiring women to live lives of passion, purpose, and possibility around the world. And not every place has the ability to have a Juice Plus business. So we decided this time as a few team members pitched in because they got the instructions of how to do it, but it was mostly the NMDs that pitched in, and we were able to contribute $700 in microloans to women around the world that we were able to complete their loans. And if you guys are part of 500 Strong, you can go on and actually see the stories of the women that we're supporting this first time. So I always love that event because it brings up the important step of that making $500 a month, and it focuses on that. For so many people, I think what happens in our journey is we go to a first conference, we hear those NMD speeches, and we think, okay, that's what I'd like to do. And then just the reality of our life and trying to juggle everything in there. And a place that a lot of people stay, and we say all the time, whether you do a little or a lot, you're a blessing. And so when people get to that sales coordinator position, their business is qualified, and they're earning $500 a month, that's a meaningful place. And so that's what we recognize in 500 Strong. But what I always take away from conference is that we love people, and there are times that people stay in that season of $500 a month for years and years, and then their kids get older, life changes, they get, have different priorities, not just priorities, but necessities in life that drive them to do things. But it all boils down to what we heard in the NMD speeches over and over again. It's so easy for us to go, you know what, I've sponsored people before, they didn't move forward, they didn't this, they didn't that, and we just kind of get to a place where we're telling ourselves a story about that next person we're going to talk to. And the two NMD speeches that I shared on Voxer, I just challenge you to listen to them, because these were two women. And I think Ashley, the one that we shared in common, what was her name? I think her name actually is Ashley as well, but there were two that we shared on the Voxer chat. And if you don't listen to any of the others, those are so powerful, just to remind us that there are people every day praying for answers to what's going on in their health, what's going on in their finances. And the lady that Ashley was sharing about that was facing homelessness. And just to know you can make a difference for somebody like that. And that kind of segues into our conversation. I was just talking with Ashley before the call, because on one hand, I want to celebrate everybody who gets to $500 a month in their check and have them feel really good. Ashley Hudson, there you go. Thank you, Kirsten. You didn't go to conference and you remember her name. We didn't. Hopefully you got to hear her story, right? Yeah. So was that pretty inspiring? Yes. Yeah. Did you like the other one too? Did you get to hear her? Uh-oh.
Yes, it was. They were really good. I want to listen to more of them too.
Yeah, those were the two that hit me the most. And you'd think after a couple decades of doing this that you've heard every version of the story, but no, it's wonderful to just see that it's not just that people are out there looking, but they're willing to do what it takes to turn themselves inside out, work on themselves, and arrive somewhere like that. Believe me, having made it is not nearly as meaningful to me having made it as helping someone else make it, and watch that whole journey, watch that whole process of what it takes to really grow and expand your willingness to show up brave every day, whether you're getting the results you want or not, and evaluating, okay, what am I doing? How am I getting in the way? So to that end, I know when we did the incentives last time around having business conversations, we started out pretty strong. Everybody was doing it. And not so much towards the end. And yet, when I look at all of your businesses, everybody has pretty much mastered being able to add a customer. And the biggest challenge is still having the business conversation. So I'd like to create the incentive still around the business conversation, but approach it a little bit differently this time. First of all, instead of there being a drawing for everybody who has a business conversation, for everybody who commits to having at least 4 people at a business event, and I'll explain that in a second, during a month, you don't have a chance to win something. You will get $25 banked for you in conference cash. So everybody that does it, if everybody on the team did it, everybody get $25 from me towards conference. So between now and conference, just in that amount, you could earn $125 towards your trip from November through March. So that's one thing. So let's talk about that, because before it was if you had a business conversation. Well, that actually required you to explore, what are you looking for? where are you going to be in 5 years? All the things that we asked to get around to the business. What's going to happen differently this time, what's going to be easier for you is, let's say you get somebody on the product and they're really excited about taking it. You could right at that time say, I am so excited that you're excited, and I'd really love for you to learn a little bit about the company behind this and the mission that we're part of, because this is something that, without even trying, can make a huge difference in the lives of your loved ones if you learn a little more about it. Would you be open to that? And inviting them to a Take Healthy Back call or one of the Zoom calls that is designed around the business. And now on the upcoming schedule, on the Take Healthy Back calls, once a month, we're going to have a shred focus call. We're going to have a mommy focus call. And the newest one is a millennial focus call. So that leaves 5 others that are targeted at everybody. And it will be a mixture of people that are on there. But going back, new customers, I think that's when they're most excited. And saying to them, if you're excited about getting started with Juice Plus, you might be over the moon about the mission that we're on and the impact that we're having in so many people's lives. Would you take time to learn a little bit about that while you're waiting for your product to arrive? So it's exposing people to the information. That's not nearly as hard as saying, I'd love to do a 3-way call with my upline or my NMD who will share her business story, because now you've had to have a whole business conversation to get there. We're inviting to learn more about our mission and how they might be involved. And that's another way you could say it is, you're taking the products. That's fantastic. I'd love for you to hear about our mission, because there may be other ways you'd like to be involved, and there are tons of options. Okay, does that feel scary to anybody to say that? Okay, so that would be one target group. It could be somebody that you are talking to about the products and say, you know what, I know there's a million companies out there. I'd like you to know why this one is special to me and what we're up to as a company. So you could even invite somebody that you're just talking to about the product, because you don't know if that person might say, oh my gosh, I'm all over this, and there are people in my family that need this, okay? So you don't have to decide for them. Are you willing to get them on a call where they'll hear about the business? That's what you have to decide. So, and then the final group that I would say is go to your existing customers and say, I'm looking to get in front of more people. I know you're loving Juice Plus. I'd love for you to learn a little bit about our company, our mission, how everything works, because there may be somebody in your life that you can think of that this might be a good fit for, and I'd really like to expand my team. And they're either going to say yes or no. And if they will join, if they'll come on a call, or because I would say call first, or it could be, would you like to hear more about it and talk, do it with Ashley, do it with me or something, and just hear more about the company. And all we would do on a call like that, it wouldn't be for them to hear our story as much as explore their story. Like, what are they experiencing with Juice Plus, and how are they are they enjoying that, and what we're up to as a company, and share some highlights of that kind of thing. So whether it's a call, it's some event. So in order to actually have 4 people on a call, and they could all 4 be on one call, in order to do that, we would have to be having regular thought about this in our teamsy. Who am I going to invite to a call this week? And how many people do I have to invite? Do I have to invite 5 to get 2? You're going to have to figure out those numbers. But I wanted to do something like this, even if nobody wins the money any month. I feel like, and I have to tell you that the 4 is exactly half of what Nikki is doing. In her team, they have to have somebody on every call. They have to have somebody on 8 calls. They have to have 8 different guests during a month to win the same amount of money. So I know that would be like scary stretch, but this is a stretch, but I think we could do it. So even if you built for a couple of calls a month, you built for the millennial call, you built for the mommy call, and you invited 10 people and you got 2 each time, that would work. So we'll have you post on Voxer like we always have. When you get someone on an event, just tell us, and we'll put this on Voxer too, but you're going to tell us the name, you're going to tell us which event they attended, and what's your next step. And I would just say right now, the verbiage on the next step is when they have finished the call, just say, do you see any other place for yourself in this mission? Like if they're already a customer, and let them talk, just see what they say. And if they say, well, no, I'm really enjoying the products. I thought, well, I tell you what, did it spark your thinking at all about anyone in your world that this would be right up their alley? Okay, we're just asking questions. And if it's somebody that's a prospect, the closing of that call is all the ways you can be involved. And so asking them, where do you see yourself getting started with this? Is it products? Is it sharing it? What is it? So is that helpful on how we would do it? Okay, so that's the guaranteed money. And then each month, we're going to do something else, because there are people on our team that are still working to qualify and get to sales coordinator. And of course, talking about the business is going to help you do all those things as well. But we're also going to have a monthly challenge where we take on new orders. And Ashley, what I was thinking about, and I'd love to have some discussion around this with you guys that are on the call, and I can finalize this on the actual flyer. But it could be maybe 10 products of any kind. So if you got a new capsule or a trio order, that would be one new customer. But if you got if an existing customer added the complete or added omegas or added vineyard, that would be like half. We would count it that way. We figure out how to do that exactly. But setting a guideline, like each month we could set in January that we're going to shoot for as a team 10 shredded orders or whatever it is. And I'd love some input on what you would like to see us set as a challenge for ourselves. But if the team does that, and so let's say we're at 6, we can say, hey, you guys, we only got 4 more. Who's got somebody that's pending? And hopefully we all have somebody in the wings that we've been talking to, and we can get on it and do it. And any month that we do that, we will have a drawing. Any month that we meet the team challenge, we will have a drawing, and everybody, let's say you got 3 new customers, you would have 3 tickets in the drawing. If we blew past it, however many new products are in, you would be entered in the drawing that many times. So that's
I love it, the idea of the team doing it together. But my thought is, could every order count? And maybe, like you said, a customer that adds is a half. If it's just an omega, it's a half. If it's just a berry, it's a half. If it's a shred, maybe it's 2. Or kind of look at each product and put
and determine it.
Yeah, because I think for our team just to kind of get the momentum of getting more orders in, whatever that is.
Yes, because I would love to give away more money. So however we can do that, yes. So if it's an existing customer that adds a single product, and so we could have 2 for the shred, even if they do all the products, it would still be 2 because that will keep it simple. But yeah, anybody that adds Vineyard, Omegas, or Complete, we could do half for that, and then
Trio could be 1.
Yeah. Trio, or even just capsules. If they just get capsules, that's 1 too. Don't have any problem with that. So capsules or trio. Okay, so I'll put the details on for this first month, and let's shoot for 10. Let's see if we can get 10. And okay, that's that. And then the other part of the contest is still qualifying your business. Everybody who qualifies and goes to conference, they get $100 along with the person who helped them, whether that's your direct sponsor or an upline person. I think in our world, it's direct sponsors every time. But all of this is, I mean, what I really want to encourage you guys to do is to continue to show up brave. Just because the people that maybe you've signed up in the past have not done what they said they were going to do or what you expected they were going to do, there's still somebody waiting for you to talk to them. I think about if I'd never talked to Pam, and Pam wasn't ready when I started. I invited her to a number of things. She was not ready. And finally she said yes. And so then that's how I met all of you guys, and how Ashley got involved. And I think about that with so many times. I went to a business networking event for a year with Richard Wiebe, Tyra's husband. And he was my amener because his wife juiced for him every day. When he finally heard about the Complete and that she might be able to lose some weight because she hadn't been able to with things she tried, he finally introduced me to her. And the possibility of not having to juice was like, oh, free at last. So you don't know. You stay the course. You just, like Pam has said, like Ashley has said on here, you stay the course. You stay in line. You keep talking to people, because that is what we do to have influence in this world. No matter what it is the conversation's about, you continue to love on people. Right? Okay, is there anything else we wanted to talk about? And the things that I shared yesterday on our Boxer were along that line. Just that if we're willing to help other people, it's going to come back to us a million times over. I think about that with Thanksgiving all the time, and with gratitude, and how when we express it, we acknowledge other people in our life, what it does for us. Like what Ashley's describing at 500 Strong, it does something, it builds us up, not just the other person, right? Reminds us how blessed we are. Okay, did you guys all freeze on me, or are you? Nobody's moving anymore?
It's kind of been
what?
It's kind of been freezing in and out when you've been talking.
Wow. Have you been able to hear?
Yeah, it
Okay.
would like piece together, but there were some things.
Yeah, cool. Of course, I continue to see myself at different times. I thought, she's either holding really still or she's frozen. Anyway, November, wonderful month. We're going to see lots of people, love on them. And if you are not aware of everything that happened at conference, I mean, there's some great, wonderful videos on the Freedom Revolution, new resources on Healthy Living Revolution, all kinds of event flyers that you can just pull into Canva and add your information to. I'm planning to do a soup, salad, and socks event before Thanksgiving next weekend here, copying what you guys have done with soup and socks to benefit a women's shelter here. And invite some millennials, because what we learned at conference that was probably one of my biggest takeaways is millennials spend an inordinate amount of their time and money researching and buying food. and they long for community. Even though they're doing this all the time, they really want to be part of a group that is up to something good. And so we have a lot to offer them, and I got fresh courage to go after them, even though I'm a gray.
You go, girl. Awesome. We have a soup and socks tonight. Suzanne is hosting at her house. I think Kirsten might be able to join us, so that'll be fun.
That's cool. Very good. Anything else for the good? Kirsten, how's everything going for you?
Going okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to refocus and sign back up with Team Z.
Yeah. Well, I love the discount they're giving us now. And if you figure out if you spend an hour with Team Z a day, literally, and it's going to organize who your folks are and what you need to do next and keep track of it for you and all of that. So an hour a day, 5 days a week, that'd be 20 hours a month. That's paying Team Z $1 an hour. To be your assistant and to keep track of it all. And one thing I'll say about Team Z, I draft everything I'm going to do in Team Z, so it's all there, and I save it as a record, and then I just cut and paste it. If I'm going to email it or text it or whatever, I do it all in Team Z. Even if I'm going to Vox it, I draft it in there so that it's there.
We can maybe talk about this different, but where do you save it so you can go back and get it?
Okay. Yeah, well, when you log the Connect,
yeah,
you go back in under details, and everything that you've logged is there.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, I think it's under details. It's one of the tabs, and it's going to have your history.
Oh, cool.
So I don't bother to that really helps me is that I was going to say this on the call, Kirsten, that we were on last night. How that really helps me is because people sometimes reach out to me through Messenger and sometimes through Voxer and sometimes through email. I can't remember how we were communicating and spend 20 minutes trying to find the conversation. So when I do it in there, I know it was a text. This is what I said. I can go find it. Mm-hmm. What the rest of the conversation was. So it just helps me. Again, my assistant for $1 a month, $1 an hour. I love it.
Yeah.
All right, you guys. Let's make it a great month, and I'll post the incentive information for you on Voxer and on the Facebook page.
Thank you.
Alrighty. And I did update the Facebook page for our customers finally, if you guys want to chime in there this month.
Okay.
All right.
Good.
All right. Take care. It was great seeing you all.
You too. So our next one, December 4th.
Okay.
It's the first Tuesday at 2:30.
Next call is December 4th, and we may be polling you to find out if there's a better time of day, just because this is difficult for all the working folks to get on.
Yeah.
So, all right, you guys.
Bye.
Thanks.